Typically, when we hear the term social worker, chances are the mind materializes into some sort of substance abuse worker or a family counselor. We are much more. At least that's what materializes in my mind, as my aunt she was a social worker for alcoholics. In hindsight, we all are social workers because to be in society means being socially active for all of our lives. Welcome to Rasta's Realities, a channel for logics, intellects, and those seeking solutions. I am your host, Rasta Kilbomani, and my reality is your reality. Like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below if anything speaks to you. Let's go. Life alone is work whether you want to or not. Participation is needed, especially if success is your driving force and the ultimate goal. Successful social work entails a certain level of perfection. Now, that doesn't mean that one is perfect. It just symbolizes that one acknowledges that one must work on it expeditiously, meaning that one must work quick and efficiently to achieve the desired effect. Social workers are best described as someone who helps people solve and cope with problems in their everyday lives. A superhero of sorts. Typically, one needs one or more degrees to become a social worker, but in this case, not so much, and here's why. I'll use myself as an example. When one thinks of asset protection, one thinks of catching thieves, banning them, and in some cases, having them arrested are parts of the title. The biggest part of asset protection that's not known to the layman is that we have to become social workers. In the sense of, to be successful in asset protection, one must observe people, their actions, and their verbiage that's used by various levels of thieves. One also must know the actions of a thief that is caught, and finally, while they're doing what they're doing. Some of us don't go that far, as some of us don't care to know all of that. Meaning, after the capture, one must keep them calm, especially if the authorities will be involved. Inquiring why a person is doing what they are doing provides a cross bridge of communication, which assists in building a rapport with the offender. Doing so requires a certain level of patience, both when observing and after the apprehension. Typically, one is bombarded with layers of lies, as the offender wants to get away rapidly with or without the concealed merchandise. After the apprehension is where the social work comes into play, as well as participating in psychiatry, psychology, while attempting to acquire information from an individual who despises one for one doing their job. Also, reading body language is key in the safety of the offender and the employee. There's been times where I came to work as an asset protection employee and my mood wasn't so good. I proceeded to do the job anyway, and upon an apprehension and talking with the offenders, some reasoning of why they are doing what they are doing was apparent from jump, and other times the reasoning was later attained while interviewing them. My empathy was in place, which made for a lot of catch and releases, followed with a stern warning. I can say after a day or a week of catching thieves, dealing with authorities, whom frowned upon the asset protection associates for doing their jobs, court cases, meetings with prosecutors, dealing with the above management, left one extremely drained, mentally, physically, and emotionally. One would need a personal social worker to decompress and to begin another day or week of taxing labor of protecting assets. I can recall my asset protection manager participating in social work for their squad via lunches, dinners, and just conversation about each other's families. Not to mention the additional perks, which were in forms of bonuses, certificates, and awards and plaques. It speaks to the little things that can be more important than the job itself some of the times. I, Rasta, encourage you to be perfect and to perfect your social worker skills for the betterment of others as well as for yourself. I appreciate the love and support by you being here when you could be any place in the atmosphere. For my new viewers, provide a subscription to get alerts to new videos. And if you got anything from the content, comment. Tap that like button as it helps generate these videos to the suggested section here on YouTube. For my regulars, tune in every week for the Fridays Food series and often for new video drops. All support links, contact info, as well as any supporting articles are in the description below. Let's make a better you and me while making history. I am Rasta Kilbo, mighty for Rasta's realities. Peace to you.